Another crazy story throughout hip hop that I feel a lot of people for some reason still don't know about. So Biggie
Mhm.
was ready to sign you to Junior Mafia, but not Nore. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Big wanted to sign. Big wanted to sign. Like what happened? I'm gonna take you down the road, but like we was in the car. We heard Biggie. Meaning me, Nori, and Tragedy. We was in the car. We heard Biggie on Hot 97, and we was like, "Yo, let's go round for him." So you know me, I'm like, "Whatever." Nori like, "Whatever." So we pull up the Hot 97, and as soon as we pull up, we see the Lexus Land Cruiser. See, everybody know if you was from New York at that time, Big had the burgundy Lexus Land. You know what I mean? So we seen the Land Cruiser, so we knew he was there. This is not like today where an artist will go to Hot 97 or pre-record his interview and then they'll air it. You know what I mean? Thanks to me and Nora, we stopped the in-house interviews, but that's another story. But we got there. Big was still on the air, so he came down, and as he coming down, I see D-Rock with him, see C's with him, and I'm like, yo, I want to ride for you. You know what I'm saying? So me and Nori, he like, yo, who y'all? We like, yo, Capone-N-Noreaga. He already knew Trash. You know what I'm saying? Because Trash was Trash. He already knew Trash, so he was like, oh, well, I think I heard of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So we like, yo, we want to ride for you. So Nori kicked something. I kicked something. He was like, y'all hot, but I want to fuck with you. Like, I want to deal with you. So I'm like, I kind of felt bad, but it also gave me a boost. It gave Nori a boost. It made Nori want to go harder, and it made me feel like my head was big as hell. You know what I'm saying? So after that point, we didn't see Big for a while. Then I wound up going to South Carolina to do a show, and Big was on the lineup. It was Big, Mobb Deep, Nas, Keith Murray, Mr. Cheeks. It was a big show in North Carolina that my man Ice put together, and my man Knowledge they put it together. And Big missed his flight that day, so we had to push the show back another day, whatever. So the next day, Big comes. He makes his flight. He comes in the room. We all in Nas' room. He sees Nas, and he tells Nas, "Yo, I'm looking for this dude named Capone from Queensbridge. You know him? He rap all this shit." So Nas is look like nah. So they like, you don't know Capone, like he's with this dude Nore. So Nas like, yeah, I know Capone Nore, but Capone right there, he a shooter. Big turns around and go, oh shit, that's him right there. So for the rest of the night, I was a stage whore. I was on Nas set, I was on Mobb Deep set, I was on Biggie set, I was on everybody's set. You know what I'm saying? So that was my first crazy show experience, but Big definitely. And the thing that made it dope was that he remembered me because we didn't see him for months and months after that meeting at 107, and he remembered. So he was looking for me. I was on his radar. And he wanted me to sign with Junior Mafia. And I was like, I don't know about that because everybody's from Brooklyn. I'm from Queens. I'm gonna be the only one. They going Brooklyn in the house, and I'm going Queens. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna work.
Mhm.
So
So
eventually,
you turned it
we got
down?
cool. Yeah, I turned it down. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
On advice of Trash, and just my homies being around me, like, nah, we doing our Queens thing. Queens is too strong right now for you to go and sign with somebody from Brooklyn, even though it's big. But if he would have said I wanted to sign you as an artist, I'd have been like, that might have happened. But once he said I want to sign you and put you in Junior Mafia, I was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to Junior Mafia, but at the time I had a different agenda and I was from Queens. Sometimes you got to stand on your own too.
Okay. So I was about to say poor Nori, but you're almost saying it was a blessing because it made him step his game up when he didn't want to necessarily do work with Biggie or Big didn't want him.
Yeah, like what happened was that just made Nori realize that you got to also understand at this time, me and Nori both coming out of jail. So we are looking at rap as a way out, but not actually feasible. Like we're looking at other rappers, like they made it. Mobb Deep, Akinelli. We both got people from our projects that we can look at and say they made it. But for us, it just don't seem feasible for two street dudes coming out of jail, both from shooting people, to get a record deal. That's not how hip hop worked at the time. Hip hop worked for true artists at the time. Everybody was an actual artist. You know what I'm saying? So it worked for Nore. It made him realize that we got to go harder. It made me realize that okay, I got something, and eventually it helped both of our careers. That one incident.
Excellent. So, almost anybody else in that situation, an up and coming rapper, has any type of
Mhm.
deal with Biggie is going to jump on that opportunity. So, what advice
Yep.
Tragedy gave you? You must really respect him, and that's great advice for him to tell you something because that's kind of outside of the box. You listened and it worked.
Yeah, like Tr- I brought Nori to the table. Trash brought me to the table. He had a vision for me. I had a vision for myself. And then when Nori came home, Trash was just basically like, listen, I got this. I'm gonna get you a situation because when Nori came home from jail, I came home before Nori. It wasn't Capone-N-Noreaga. Like it was always Capone. Like I had situations that I was moving forward in with just Capone. You know what I'm saying? So when it became me and Nori situation, Trash was just like, listen, I got this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure y'all get a situation. Just give me some time. Be patient. Stop hustling. And we said we did with everything else, but we can't stop hustling. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta eat. You know what I mean? So eventually, Travis is like, yo, don't worry about the Biggie situation. You ain't gonna be the only Queens dude in the Brooklyn group because you gotta be a downfall. Unless he's trying to make you a solo artist, then it's not gonna work. And Trash basically laid the law down and let me understand how the game works of being in a group.